Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Jan Michael here, and welcome to my Oscar predictions for July of 2021. If you guys haven't seen my last video, let me just give you a quick up to speed. We are not doing my full-on predictions this month. I'm actually going to begin that next month. No, for now, I'm actually taking a look at the actors and actresses that everybody's been discussing, who they're thinking is going to get nominated for this season. Just like how I did last month with the pictures and directors, I'm only going to be focusing on 25. So yeah, there's a lot of people I'm going to be overlooking. But these are the 25 that I'm actually kind of interested in myself. I would like to see them get nominated, with a couple of picks in there that other people have been talking about so much that I just had to include them so I can give my colorful take on it, if you will. So that being said, we got a lot to cover. Let's begin. Okay, beginning this list, we have Bradley Cooper for Soggy Bottom. Good Lord, I hope that title sticks. And I gotta say that I've actually really enjoyed the progression of Bradley's career over the years. He actually has a career trajectory that I would have loved to have seen for myself if I were in the industry. So in that regards, I am kind of jealous amongst how his career has progressed. That being said, while he has a ton of Oscar nominations, not just for acting and supporting, but producing credit, he has one for writing, he's yet to win an Oscar. And so that's logically the next step, right? Well, here's hoping that Soggy Bottom, please keep that title, ends up being the movie that finally gives him the award. I do think he's very talented, and I would like to see that statuette as part of his legacy. Next up, Adam Driver for House of Gucci. Now, Adam himself has actually been getting into the Oscar nomination circle, and rightfully so. Very talented actor. I think he does a great job in the roles that he's given, and so I think he's one of those actors that it's only a matter of time before he finally takes the win. I'm calling it right now. Adam is going to be an Oscar winner in the future. Is it gonna happen this year? I personally don't think so. I think he needs a little bit more time to get that role that really hits the nail on the head in terms of everybody wanting to vote for him. But that being said, I can easily see him being an Oscar contender, being nominated. And yeah, I mean, if it doesn't happen for House of Gucci, he also has Annette, he also has The Last Duel, so he has plenty of chances to get in this year. Next up, I have John David Washington for Soggy Bottom. Please keep that title. Now, I gotta say that with John, while I have liked what he's done so far, I have to create a kind of subcategory for him. He's one of those actors that really hasn't pushed himself to the point that I see him being a serious Oscar contender. He can get nominated, all right, but I don't see him ever being really in the talks to win. A similar pick for this would be Amanda Seyfried last year, where, yeah, she did fine. I don't think she did a bad job. I just really never really considered her to be that standout winner. And so I see potential with actors and actresses, just about everybody. I see the potential for them to take it further. It's just, will they take it further? Well, I'm hoping John follows the family tradition and does end up being a huge Oscar contender in the future. Hopefully this year will be the first step to seeing that. Following him, we have my girl, Jessica Chastain, who I really would like to see win an Oscar. That being said, I gotta be truthful about her film, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Is anybody else getting a Hillbilly Elegy vibe out of this movie right now? Like last year, when Hillbilly Elegy was first shown, was first announced, all that stuff, and you're looking at the film, in my mind, I was like, I don't know, I'm not really sold on this movie. This could suck. And so that's kind of what I'm feeling right now with The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I'm just not convinced yet, and it can suck. That being said, Hillbilly Elegy, Glenn Close, best thing about that movie, so I'm hoping Jessica ends up being the best thing about The Eyes of Tammy Faye and gets a nomination. And possibly win if it's as good as I'm hoping it will be. I do think she's a great actress. I would like to see her take the win at some point. Maybe this is the year. We'll find out. Next up, I have Michael B. Jordan for A Journal for Jordan. Similar to John, I see Michael as being... he hasn't pushed himself quite to the limit yet to be a serious Oscar contender. But that being said, Michael has tried. In pretty much just about everything he's been in, he's been a standout performance. He's done a good job. I need to see him go a little bit further for him to be right in the forefront. So, Denzel Washington, my man, push him. Make him that Oscar contender. If anyone can do it, I know you can. Moving right along, we have Peter Dinklage for Cyrano. And Peter would normally end up being in that subcategory as well, if it weren't the fact that he does a brilliant performance in Game of Thrones. Only problem is, that's TV. Now can he do the same thing for film? Truthfully, Cyrano sounds fucking stupid. I'm not in the least bit convinced it's gonna be an Oscar contender. But just like with Jessica, with the eyes of Tammy Faye, maybe Peter will be the best thing about Cyrano. I would really love to see him be an Oscar contender. I really do. I'm not convinced yet. I need to see a trailer. I need to see more about it. But I do have him pretty high up because I really would like to see him be an Oscar contender. Moving right along, we have Toni Collette for Nightmare Alley, which I believe is also a horror film, if I'm not mistaken, which means Toni Collette's gonna get Toni Colletted again. Good lord, what is this, like the 4th time now? Oh, God, man. You know, she has 1 Oscar nomination under her belt, but really by this point, it should have been 2 to 3 by now. It's just ridiculous. So Oscars, get your shit together, stop being prejudiced towards horror films, fucking nominate Toni. And while you're at it, also nominate Willem Dafoe for Nightmare Alley. I almost have to make another subgenre for actors and actresses like William, where he gets nominations. He's been nominated plenty of times, but he just isn't ever in the winning conversation. And so I feel like that's like a subgenre of its own, where it's like these actors and actresses that are getting nominated, but just they never win. I kind of see that being the case with William. He's gonna get nominations, but I just don't ever see him really going that step further to win the award, and that's a shame. I would like to see his legacy cemented with an Oscar. Obviously, you don't need that to cement a legacy, but I don't know, it's just me. I like seeing people win awards, especially talented people. Next up, Ana de Armas for Blonde. This one I'm really only including because so many people are talking about her. In fact, I think I've seen one person actually place her at the #1 spot right now, if I'm remembering correctly, and I'm just not there, if I'm being completely honest. I've only ever recently come into focus of Anna, and she's done fine. I don't see her being the lead in terms of the Oscar race right now, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's something that people know that I don't, but I gotta place her here. There's too many people talking about her, too many people placing her pretty high up on their list. To just completely dismiss her would be a very foolish move. Okay, rounding up my top 10, I have Jennifer Hudson for Respect. And yeah, I would like to see Jennifer back in the Oscar conversation. I have noticed a lot of people have started slipping her out of the top 10. I think most people have actually kind of placing her very low on their list. I still have hope. I mean, that trailer was great. She's got those powerful vocals, so at the very least, the music's gotta be amazing, right? Right? Alright, moving on. Alright, number 11 and number 12 respectively are Delroy Lindo and Lakeith Stanfield for The Harder They Fall. Delroy, done dirty last year. They left him off of the nominations. Huge shame, because he deserved to be on there. And Lakeith getting into Best Supporting Actor for Judas and the Black Messiah, which, let's just be fucking honest, that's that voter fraud, the Oscar fraud that they like to do. That being said, he is a very talented actor. He did amazing in that role, and I would like to see them both get their dues. Is it gonna happen for The Harder They Fall? No, it's not. This looks like it's just a fun Western film. I don't think Oscar is on any of their minds when making this movie, but you never know. Sometimes Westerns can surprise you in that way. That being said, I would like to see them nominated again. They definitely deserve to be in the talks. Alright, also number 13, number 14 respectively, I have Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog. A lot of people are talking about the film and it being a possible Oscar contender. I'm not convinced, like, at all. I don't think this is gonna have anything Oscar worthy in it. Jesse Plemons, I would really like to see him push himself, but he also falls in that subcategory where he's good. He just needs to push himself a little bit further. And he's tried. I mean, Judas and the Black Messiah, definitely a strong performance. I personally still really like him in Date Night. That's hands down my favorite performance from him. So I think there's potential with him. Kirsten, I don't know why people are talking about her all of a sudden. So again, maybe there's something people know that I don't, but I'm not convinced whatsoever. I feel this is a really odd pick. And yeah, I just not even, if it weren't for other people talking about her, she wouldn't even be on my radar. That's how bad it is right now. But maybe she'll surprise me. I like surprises. I gotta talk about Taron Egerton for Tetris next. For two reasons. First and foremost, Taron was robbed of an Oscar nomination for Rocket Man. Seriously, Rocket Man, fucking hands down, much better film than Bohemian Rhapsody. And yet, Bohemian wins almost all of its awards, and Rocket Man gets snubbed almost everywhere except for music. That's not right. It's just not right. So yeah, redemption for Taron. Second of all, this is a movie about the development of the game Tetris. And you know me, I'm a huge gamer. I like to see video game representation at the Oscars. So if this film ends up being an Oscar contender, it'll make me very happy indeed. Oh, also gotta talk about Will Smith for King Richard. Poor Will. He wants an Oscar badly. I mean, just look at all the movies that he's been appearing in recently. He wants an Oscar. And I get it, you've had quite the career, you're a huge actor, people know you, right? So why not cement that with a trophy? The problem is that he kind of sucks at picking scripts, or his agent does. I don't know. But that being said, I think King Richard is gonna be another miss, because just based on that premise, this is the story of Venus and Serena Williams, but the main character is the father. That's already sounding like a fail in my book. So yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. I think this is another miss for Will. And that's a shame. I think he can be talented if given the right roles. He just needs to pick his scripts better. And then following him, we have Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. Do I need to say anything? Do we need to save anything? Like, it's fucking Denzel. It's fucking Denzel. Let's just move on, shall we? I also have Anya Taylor-Joy for the movie Canterbury Glass, working title on that one right now. And yeah, she's rising pretty quickly right now. And truthfully, she's pretty dang good. She's already shown what she can do with her acting, especially with The Queen's Gambit. So would really like to see that now in movie form. Again, gonna call it right now. I think Anya's a future Oscar winner. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't know if this is the film that's gonna do it. I think she still needs to grow a little bit more in film in order to get there, but you never know. Maybe it could be that performance that just everybody's blown away by. Next up is just a guilty pleasure of mine. Brendan Gleeson for The Tragedy of Macbeth. I really like Brendan. I really like him. He has a couple of roles that just I freaking love. However, I almost have to create another subgenre of actors that I really like that are never gonna get nominated. I don't think he's gonna get nominated. He's not really in the talks. I think people have maybe penciled him in at the very, very, very bottom of the list. I get it. I don't think an Oscar win or even nomination are really on his mind. I think he's content doing what he's doing, and that's fine. But I will include him here because I do really enjoy him and I like following his career. Alright, rounding up the top 20 is Lady Gaga for House of Gucci. And I know a lot of people are already like, what the fuck, why is she so low on the list? This is really not any sort of standing. I'm just kind of throwing them as they go out. But that being said, Lady Gaga is not really high on my priorities of me wanting to see her win an Oscar. She just won one not that long ago. No, it wasn't for acting, but you know. That being said, I'm not a hater of Lady Gaga at all. Like I don't dislike her music. Her acting, I think I've only seen her in A Star Is Born, and she did fine. She did a good job in that one. I understand her nomination there. I'd rather see other people nominated rather than her. But again, I have no problem with Lady Gaga, so I'm not one of those people that just jump on the hate train for no fucking reason. And if she gets nominated, good, great. More power to her. Okay, I have 5 left. This video is already running on for too damn long. Let's just knock these out, shall we? Number 21, I have Anne Dowd for Mass. It's not really just her, it's really that entire cast who everyone keeps telling me is just so amazing that, you know, they all deserve Oscar wins. Not just nominations, they all deserve Oscar wins. And Mass has just been so overhyped at this point that I feel as soon as I see it, I'm just gonna think it's good and nothing more. The power of overhype. Following that, we have Marlee Matlin for CODA. She is the first deaf actress to ever win an Oscar. Is this gonna be a return to the Oscars for her? I'd be happy with that, as long as the performance was good, which I hear it is. Number 23, Rita Moreno for West Side Story. This is honestly just for the story publicity of it all. I would really like to see Rita, who won her only Oscar for the original West Side Story, to now get a second win for West Side Story. That'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be, I don't know if it'd be the first time that's ever happened. I'd have to look that up, but it'd be really cool to just say it's happened here. Number 24, I have Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Poor Brendan has been through a lot, and I think as soon as the trailer for this movie comes out and people that aren't aware of what's happened to him see him as this, I think it was like 600+ pound man. Yeah, there's just some people that can be incredibly cruel. But if it earns him an Oscar nomination, you know, I'm rooting for you, Brendan. I really am. I hope this is a huge turning point and it brings your career really back to life here. I would like to see that. And then number 25, Glenn Close for Swan Song. What the fuck else can I say? It's Glenn Close. But truthfully, if I'm being honest, I don't think she's getting nominated this year. I think her hype has died down considerably. Started out with, she's definitely gonna get her Oscar, and then she doesn't. And then last year was like, she's probably gonna get her Oscar, and then she didn't. And I think this year people are just gonna be like, fuck it, it's not getting an Oscar, at least not yet. So yeah, I don't even think she's gonna get nominated. Yeah, that's all 25 I have, guys. And I know you're like, where's this person? Where's this person? Where's this person? Look, I can't make these videos too long. It's just, it starts to get droll after a while. But that being said, I will throw out some bonuses here. Starting out with my girl, Saoirse Ronan. Freaking love Saoirse Ronan. I will say it again. I think she's the Meryl Streep of her generation. I think she's gonna be a huge Oscar contender in the future, to the point where she's gonna have a shit ton of nominations and she's gonna have a shit ton of wins as well. So I see that in her future. The reason I don't really see her being nominated this year is because the film that she's in is an untitled Tom George film. I think it's a pretty good indicator that it's not coming out this year. But if it does, great. But yeah, I think she's gonna be more in the talks next year for that. Next up, Dev Patel for The Green Knight. I mentioned this in the last video, but The Green Knight is my most anticipated film right now. I'm super excited to see it. People are putting it as an Oscar contender, and it's not going to be. It's not going to be. I'm calling it right now. Would I like to see it be nominated? Yes, I would, and especially for Dev, I would like to see him back at the Oscars. But it's not gonna happen. I think this is a long shot. And then last of all, Ralph Fiennes for The Forgiven. Ralph Fiennes was a huge player back in the 90s, being nominated for The English Patient and being nominated for Schindler's List. And so you would be forgiven to think that, holy crap, he's going to be a huge Oscar contender in the future, and just never again. So I would really like to see a return to form for him. that being said, nobody's talking about this movie. So I think this is one of those films that's going to get lost. It's going to come out, people are going to forget about it, or it's going to get slipped out under the radar, and people aren't going to even realize it's out. And that's a shame, because I like Ray. Honestly, if I were to make a list of some of my favorite movie characters of all time, Ray could easily fill up 2 to 3 spots. Hey, speaking of lists, that's a great idea. I think I'm going to go get started on that now. Oh, in the meantime, guys, like, subscribe, share the video, all those things that I always tell you to do. Next month, I will have my full-on Oscar predictions. It's finally time. We got to get into the nitty-gritty of it. Some of these people might show up. Some of them are definitely not going to show up. And yeah, I'll see you guys next month. Until then, stay safe out there and have a good one.